Welcome back to the Explainer. Okay, today we are getting straight to the core of a biological reality that frustrates literally millions of people. We're going to unlock the science of metabolic storage to reveal exactly why strict, punishing diets so often fail. If you've been doing everything quote-unquote right, but seeing all the wrong results, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's dive into it. So, why does starving yourself literally feel like fighting the laws of physics? Look, I completely empathize with the physical and emotional exhaustion of eating tiny, meticulously measured portions. You're skipping the foods you love, enduring constant hunger, only to step on the scale and see it stubbornly refuse to move. It feels like you're fighting gravity, right? The fat just seems welded to your body no matter how much you sweat. Part 1. Dismantling the calorie scam. For decades, we've been fed this massively oversimplified equation that has completely led us astray. If you still believe that eating less and moving more is the golden rule, well, actually, scratch that. Just let that idea go. The hard science tells us a totally different story. Obesity is not a math problem. It is a massive misfire of biochemical signals. You aren't overweight because you lack discipline. You're struggling because a critical metabolic signal in your body has been totally dislocated.
Part 2. The carbohydrate insulin model.
To truly get what's happening here, we have to introduce the real villain of our story, a blocked key in our metabolic system. Dr. David Ludwig, a professor over at Harvard Medical School, published research in the prestigious American Journal of Clinical Nutrition that completely flipped our understanding of weight gain on its head. He proposed something called the carbohydrate insulin model. And guys, this isn't just some passing diet trend. It's a fundamental re-evaluation of human metabolism. So what does this all mean? The crucial takeaway is this. The carbohydrate insulin model turns everything backward. It states that you do not get fat because you overeat. Instead, your brain forces you to overeat because your body is excessively trapping fat. When you consume high glycemic carbohydrates, your insulin levels spike. And insulin doesn't just act like a polite delivery driver for energy. No, it acts as a highly aggressive energy manager. The traditional old-school view just assumes extra fat is the result of eating too much. But reality, it's so much more complex. Under the carbohydrate insulin model, your insulin acts as a one-way valve. It forcefully locks the energy from your blood directly into the vault of your fat cells. Your fat cells are essentially hoarding all the available energy, totally refusing to share it with the rest of your body.
And what happens when all that energy is locked away in your fat cells? Well, your blood energy drops. Your brain is constantly scanning your blood for available fuel, and when it sees none, it panics. It literally sounds a red alert, starvation mode. It's kind of like your smartphone aggressively shutting down apps when it hits 1% battery. Even though you have plenty of stored fat, your brain panics and violently pulls the emergency brake. It slows your metabolism to a crawl, makes you feel cold, exhausted, and incredibly hungry, all while refusing to drop a single ounce of weight.
Moving to part 3, the cruel cost of dieting. Now this brings us to a very serious warning. To understand why simply starving yourself won't automatically burn fat, we turn to a detailed analysis published in the highly respected journal Nature. The paper discusses something called the physiological hegemony of insulin. In simple terms, when insulin is present, it acts as an absolute dictator over your metabolism, vetoing any attempt your body makes to burn stored fat. Inside your cells, there is literally a microscopic battle taking place. Meet hormone-sensitive lipase, or HSL for short. Think of HSL as a pair of fat-burning scissors. For your body to actually burn fat, it can't just burn the whole fat cell at once. It needs HSL to act like scissors, snipping the stored fat into smaller, usable pieces of energy that can be sent straight to your cellular furnaces. But here is the devastating reality. High insulin is the absolute worst enemy of HSL. Even a tiny bite of a sugary cookie or a sip of a sweetened drink keeps your insulin levels hovering high. And the moment insulin enters the scene, it essentially snaps those HSL scissors right in half. It completely freezes your fat-burning machinery. No way around it. It's honestly a cruel biological irony. If you exercise with low insulin, your HSL scissors are actively snipping away, happily burning your stored belly fat. But if you're sweating on a treadmill for hours with high insulin levels, your body physically cannot access your fat stores. Instead, it desperately searches for energy and ends up cannibalizing your precious muscle glycogen. You're burning the sugar in your muscles, not the fat on your waistline. To see the tragic reality of what happens when we try to outsmart our own biology with pure starvation and excessive exercise, we really only need to look at reality TV. A landmark study published in Obesity magazine tracked contestants from the famous weight loss show The Biggest Loser. And researchers uncovered this absolutely shocking number: minus 500 calories. 6 years after the show ended, almost all the contestants had regained the weight. But it gets way worse. They had permanently destroyed their resting metabolic rate. Even years later, their bodies were burning 500 fewer calories a day than normal people of the exact same weight. Their metabolisms were just utterly ruined. Because when you force a massive calorie deficit without balancing your hormones, you don't achieve healthy weight loss. You trigger a total biochemical breakdown. Your body enters this drastic power-saving mode. It literally shuts down immune system maintenance, suppresses reproductive drives, and drops your core body temperature just to keep you alive on so little fuel. You aren't getting healthier, you are systematically shutting down your body's vital functions.
Part 4. Resetting the metabolic key.
Thankfully, the science doesn't just explain the problem, it gives us the solution. Cutting-edge research from the journal Cell Metabolism shows us exactly how to fix the broken lock and completely restart that fat-burning engine. The goal isn't starvation, guys. The goal is recalibrating your insulin sensitivity and activating vital metabolic hormones like GLP-1. Here are the 3 scientifically backed steps to do exactly that. Step 1. Lengthen your eating intervals. By practicing intermittent fasting, you finally let your insulin clock out of its shift, allowing those fat-burning enzymes to take over. Step 2. Leverage the thermic effect of food by combining protein and fiber. Protein acts as a natural metabolic metronome. It stimulates GLP-1, which naturally signals fullness and regulates your blood sugar. And step 3, utilize resistance training. Building muscle creates a massive glucose buffer sink. This means your body has a place to store sugar without needing to flood your entire system with insulin. Listen, if you take nothing else away from this explainer today, please remember this. Being lean is a byproduct of health. It is not a test of your willpower. I really want to validate exactly what you've been through. Your past dieting failures were not because you had a weak character or lacked discipline. They happened because you were operating with lost biological signals. So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative question. Are you going to keep torturing your stomach with endless calorie counting, or are you ready to start managing your hormones to finally unlock your metabolic cipher? The choice is entirely yours, but the science is clear. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Be sure to subscribe to our special Anti-Aging Cipher series for more deep dives into the hidden codes of your body. Until next time, stay curious and stay focused.